Hey there folks, Tip here, Stupid Gardener. Welcome back. Well, on today's video, we are going to see if we can go from shredded paper to usable compost in our Vivosun Tumbler. Now, I've had this Vivosun Tumbler for a couple years now, and I really like it. It heats up real quick. It's easy to use. You can just close it up, fill it up, and you can just come by and just turn it. But what I want to try is to see if I can go from shredded paper to compost right in this tumbler. Now, I use shredded paper in my compost all the time, and it breaks down very easily. It's a nice brown to add, especially in the summertime when your compost is real hot. You can add this paper in and it really cools that compost down, keeps it at a good temperature, and the paper breaks down very easily. So I just want to go over what I'm going to be putting in here and what not to put in here. One thing that you don't want to put in there and shred up is anything that is shiny. You don't want to put that in there. This can go right into your recycling and let the recycling folks do what they can with it. But that's one thing you don't want to put in there. Also, you have these envelopes you get in the mail that have this plastic. You don't want to shred this up in your shredder and put it in your compost, because that plastic is not going to break down, and you'll have little shiny things in your finished compost, so that's not something that you want to do. I like to put a lot of cardboard in my compost. I'll even put it in at this size, but probably for this here, I'll probably cut these down a little bit smaller. I don't have a high-duty shredder, and so I don't think my shredder would handle this. I think it would probably end up overheating it, so I'll probably have to cut these down. But this is great to put into your compost. Worms love this, you know. Another thing that I like to use, I know a lot of people don't get the newspaper delivered to them anymore, but we get this little newspaper delivered to us once a week, and this stuff, it breaks down very, very quickly. So I'm always shredding this and putting this into my compost. One other thing that we use, you can use your receipts off your credit cards and different things like that. My wife still works from home part-time, so she has a lot of paper, a lot of sensitive information she doesn't want to throw into recycling, so she's shredding all day long, and so this is something else that we like to put in here. And believe it or not, we have a lot of shredded paper that we have, because we don't like to put it into the recycling bin. We just like to reuse it in our compost. So that works out very well for us. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shred up as much as I can and probably get this up to about halfway, maybe a little bit more. And then I'm going to add some other things to it. I already have some kitchen scraps here that I'm going to dump in here. And this will really add some nice heat to the compost, because this shredded paper is a brown, and this would be considered a green. The brown is your carbon, the green is your nitrogen, so it's right here. So, and I got 4 of them here, so I'll dump 2 in each side here. This has a divider right in the middle. And it has nice banana peels in there, some apple peels, some old corn, green beans. So that's going to work out perfectly for us. And we'll just, keep putting all the shredded paper in here. And what we'll do, we will mark this date, which is June the 5th, 2022. And we'll check on this every single month and just see how it's breaking down. I'm going to work on shredding up as much paper as I can. It's probably going to take me a while to get this compost bin about halfway full, and then I'll keep adding greens to it. I also have some stuff in the garden here that we'll put in. Just came off our squash and zucchini plants, so we'll probably break these down and put these in here too. And then every time that I come by this thing when I'm working out in the yard, I'm going to keep on turning it. And I'm going to move it throughout the yard. I want to keep it in the sun to get the heat up. If it gets too hot, I'll put it back in the shade. And I'll kind of go over some of the issues that I have with this sometimes, and how I have to control the heat and keep the ants out of it. So just stay tuned to this video. May take us 3 or 4 months to do this, but just keep on watching and we'll see how this breaks down. Okay, so it is July 24th, 2022. It's been about a month or so, a month and about 2 weeks since we started this. So I am checking the temperature, and it's only running about 100 degrees. So we need to get some greens in here, and I will bring you around so you can see what the breakdown looks like. Well, as you can see, it is breaking down. Just got to get that heat up. It's a little bit dry here on this side here, so we got to get some greens in here and get that heat up. Okay, so we got to get some greens in here. We got to get that temperature up. We really want it up about 130 degrees, if not more, to really get this breaking down, so we get some usable compost. So I'm going to add some greens or some nitrogen here, and what I have is I got some nice grass clippings. This is great to put into your compost. This is full of nitrogen, full of water, so this will really get this thing heated up and get some good water in here, just to get that dryness gone. So I'm gonna put some here on both sides. Okay, so I got all the grass clippings in there. We're filled up almost 3/4 of the way, and I have some kitchen scraps here that I'm gonna put in here. I got some leftover green beans, some lettuce, and there's some nice coffee grounds too, so I'll put that a little bit in each side here. And I've been putting kitchen scraps, a lot of kitchen scraps in here each week also. So we will check back in another month and see where we are and see where our temperature is. Okay, so here we are, we're August 27th, checking back in on our Vivosun Tumbler to see how this is breaking down. If you remember last month, previously, we put in a bunch of grass clippings here, and we are smoking along here at about 120 degrees, so that's good. That's just where we want this. And let me check and see how we are in here. All right, it's breaking down great. Don't even see any paper in here hardly at all. And those grass clippings did a good job breaking down. And so it is a little wet. So I think what we're gonna put in, I got a whole bunch more of shredded paper here, some shredded little pieces of shredded cardboard. So let's go ahead and get this thing loaded up. This will help soak up some of that wetness we have in there, and this will work on getting this broken down. And we started this I think June the 5th, and I tell you what, it's really doing a great job. I've got some kitchen scraps to put in here too. And I tell you, we're probably about a month away from screening this off maybe. So spin this around a little bit here. And we will check back in on this end of September and see where we are and see if we're close to screening this off and using this around the yard. So let's see what it looks like in September. So the day has arrived. It is October 2nd, 2022. We started this, I believe it was June the 5th of 2022, so about 4 months. And we will see if we went from paper to usable compost in that time. So let me pull out some of this. And look at that, look how that broke down. Hardly any paper in here. Unbelievable. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dump all this out here on this tarp that I have here, and we'll take a look at it and just see how we did. Okay, I think we did all right here. We still had some paper that didn't break down, but that's okay. That can go right back into the compost. So we didn't do too bad. There's still some little pieces of paper. There's some eggshells there, but that's all right. This is still usable, and it's great, and it's real moist. And I tell you what, this is going to be great. I'm going to put all this around our blueberry plants back there, as well as our thornless blackberry bush that we have back there. And those, they're getting ready to go into chill, so it's a perfect time to put some nice compost around them. because they will absorb all that nitrogen, all that energy that's in this compost, and they'll store it up over the winter time. That's soon going to be approaching us. But overall, I think this did a great job. And I tell you what, I just put a whole bunch of shredded paper in here last month, and look at it. It's pretty much all gone. You know, so great thing to put shredded paper in your compost, as well as cardboard. It's really going to help control that temperature, especially in the summertime. It's just like putting leaves in there, and I tell you what, it breaks down so fast. I'm going to continue using this Vivosun tumbler with the paper. In fact, I have some shredded paper inside that I'm going to put in here after we finish this video and I finish spreading this around. But it's a great thing to put into your compost. And as far as an investment, I think this Vivosun tumbler, or any tumbler, is a great thing to have in your backyard to use alongside your garden. Especially if you don't have the area in your yard to have a compost, this Vivosun tumbler is perfect to use. You know, if you just have a patio that you have and you have a scrap you want to put in there, perfect to put in here. And you can just spin that around. You don't have to pitchfork it and turn it and everything. You can turn it just by spinning it around. So if you're thinking about getting one, I would highly recommend getting one. I think I got this off of Amazon for $100-something bucks, and I tell you what, it's paid me back over and over again. So if you're into composting and you never use a Vivosun tumbler, I would really recommend getting one. But I'm going to get ready and get all this stuff into a couple of pails here and spread it around my blueberry bushes and blackberry bushes and to feed them. So I guess I will sign off from here. I want to thank everyone for watching, and don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, stop what you're doing and go down there and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell notification so you know when we put out some videos. We got some good videos coming on the garden and how we're going to get it ready for next spring, so stay tuned for all that. So I guess I'll sign off from here. This is Tip from The Stupid Gardener. Everyone take care. God bless everybody. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you on the next one.